This is a brief demonstration of using the ArcGIS API for Python to do a little bit of maintenance on your ArcGIS online organization. In this particular case, we're going to use the T3G account, and in fact we're going to remove content and folders and groups for certain people inside of the organization. So we'll go over to organization and we'll take a look at members, and in this case you'll notice that there are members T3GS with a 3-digit number behind them. We've designed the script to remove content from accounts that are T3GS 101 to 150. Now we're doing this as a bulk process to try to simplify or at least expedite removal of unwanted content. Tonight we're using Jupyter. Jupyter is a development environment that can be used for Python, among other languages. We have installed on this computer Python 3x. We have the Anaconda tools, which include Jupyter in this case, and then we've installed the ArcGIS API for Python. This script is specifically intended to reduce or remove content inside of the T3G account. There are 2 blocks in this script. The first block, there's 2 blocks of executable code in this script. The first block really gives us the login information and the organizational information. You'll notice the organizational URL that we're using, as well as the prefix to the usernames, T3GS, and then we've got the administrator login and password. Followed by what's near the bottom is a process that will create a list of usernames, and you'll notice it starts at 101 down in line 19, and up at about line 6 we've told it to create a list of usernames that's 49 long. Effectively that gives us T3GS 101 to T3GS 150. The second block actually does the work. It cycles over each of the user accounts in our list and removes items in that user account, as well as folders and groups. So we're going to go ahead and hit the play button or the execute button on that first block of code. And what it should just give us is this little OK. You'll notice there's a print OK at the bottom as a bottom statement in that block of code. And that just means that Python was able to drop through all that code. It created that list that I described a moment ago, but we didn't output it. It's sitting in the computer's memory. Now we go down to block 2. It's highlighted, and we're going to go ahead and hit the play button there. And I will most likely pause the recording and cut back to it near the end. Okay, so now we're watching a time lapse of the script processing. The original processing time for those 50 users was just about 5 minutes, and I compressed it down so that it took about 20 seconds to show you. So now we're going to take a look at those user accounts and make sure we did actually remove the unwanted content from them. This is a 106 account before we ran the script. I'm going to refresh the page, which I've just done, and now you'll see that it is empty. So the script actually removed all the content despite those error messages or warning messages popping up. Those are going to occur whenever you have dependencies. For example, a story map or a web app might be dependent on a particular service. And so sometimes you see those warning messages as those dependencies get triggered. We also checked user account 147 because it was one of those that was throwing some of those dependency warnings, and in fact it's also removed all the unwanted content. So despite the messages, our script is running successfully, and we now have 50 user accounts that are clean and ready for reuse by the next group of trainees in the T3G org. If you're interested in that script or others, you can find it at github.com/trbaker. I am not a programmer. Please use these scripts at your own peril.